feel like it's been a hot minute since
I think it has been literally
since
a hot
spoken.
summer, hot girl summer.
Yes, true.
It's
Give
been
me
fun.
a quick update. What's been going on?
Let's see. So I think last time we hosted, you remember, I was operating with a swollen hand,
Yeah.
and I would find out later that day that it was in fact broken, snapped in half. So I'm out of the cast and I can type and move a little
Yay.
bit now, which is so
Oh my
exciting.
gosh, that's so
Yeah.
awesome.
What's new for you and Metrical?
Well, last week I went on a road trip with my friends, so I was off, which was so fun. But everything has been great. We
Aw.
have been staying busy with so much happening in social media with threads and Twitter and all of that. So keeping everyone updated of kind of the drama. Yeah, so happy to be back into the swing of things,
Me
and
too.
talk about some of, the best tools out there that are free or cheap. I feel like there's a lot of tools out there right now,
Mhm.
but you kind of look at the price tag and you're like, "Ooh, I don't think I can afford that."
Yes, I agree with that. There's actually like one tool that I love for SEO and like keywords and stuff. And I personally think it's worth it. And I shared it and people were like over $100 a month. What the heck are you thinking, Rachel? And I was like, I'm sorry. So real fast, everyone watching, can you guys drop a hi so we know who's here? I see amazing. I see Brazos Valley Soaps. Nice to see you. But say hi once you get here. And I think we should dive in. What do you think, Aniston?
Yes, let's do it. We have a lot to tackle today.
Beautiful. Okay, so today we're going to focus on, just as Aniston said, 7 free or cheap tools that you can use in your strategy, your social media, your content creation, all the above. Who loves free? Drop free in the chat. Who loves cheap, where it's like close to free? I am a huge fan of anything that makes it easy, doable, accessible, etc. And I'm just going to give one piece of advice that I think is really, really helpful. Even as your business grows, if all of your expenses grow massively and you're paying like $1,000 a month for this software and 3,000 for this one, that adds up and eats away at margins. So I'm a big fan of, as much as possible, bootstrapping even as your business grows. So let's dive on in. First one, by the way, we're going to go through a lot. I'm going to be sharing a tool for kind of creeping on who is crushing it on social media, a way to create a lot more graphics faster. I'm going to be sharing how to schedule content and get really in-depth looks at analytics. And all of these are free or cheap. Yay.
Yes.
I'm going to be sharing a way to amplify your content creation in your own voice that you probably haven't seen before, which is pretty cool. I'm going to be sharing a way to get ideas for exactly what to create, how to easily repurpose content from Instagram and TikTok. And I'm going to be sharing with you a way that you can basically double down so you don't have to pay for both a funnel software when you're just in lead gen mode and an email software. Cool? All right, who's already excited about this? So, first things first, let's go ahead and share. This is one of my secret weapons day in and day out, and that is SocialBlade. I just have a free account through SocialBlade, I'm pretty sure. I think because if I click premium membership, it tells me to buy. And I'm like, no, I like free. Now, this is really fantastic because have you guys ever seen someone say, like, here's how to grow 1 million followers overnight? And they have a whole like YouTube tutorial. They're like, here's how you grow 1 million Instagram followers overnight. And you're like, but how do I know whether or not you've actually done that? Well, this is how you can actually get an in depth, under the hood look at people's growth. And so I'm actually going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to show you what is going on with my Instagram account because I finally turned it around this week. So, SocialBlade allows you to basically do in-depth research into people's analytics for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, really and truly almost every single platform. So here's where you can take a peek. Now, here's what's wild. I have been bleeding on Instagram, but you can see that literally this week something started to turn around, and now you know, oh, she figured something out, and now her YouTube videos about Instagram are going to be legit. So I love to use this so I can see, okay, who specifically is crushing it right now. I know like Brock Johnson is always crushing it on Instagram. And if we take a look, you can see over the last 30 days, he's grown by 6,400. Then that way I know, okay, this is someone who I can go research their content, model what's working for them, get inspired by their bio and their highlights. Drop a yes if you're like, dude, this is so helpful. This is a really great way to get transparency, because back in the day, we didn't used to have this. I say that like I'm a bajillion years old. 7 years ago, people would literally sell courses on like how to crush it on Instagram, and you had no clue that they were just losing followers every single month. So it's really helpful to see like who's actually crushing it so you can go and learn from that person. I think that this is really helpful. Drop a yes if tool number one is going to be one that you test out and use. Who's already using it? I bet a few people are already hopping on there like, I got to go look up people. Okay. Tool number, oh yeah, go ahead.
I saw the like overall grade. How does it create that score?
I'm actually not sure what the overall grade comes from. Do I have like I probably have a C. Let's check. I think I have like a C on Instagram. Oh, B minus. I'll take a B minus
Ooh.
all day. I think it looks at your engagement rates, your average likes, your average comments. One thing I think it doesn't take into account super well though might be reels, but don't hold me to that. But in general, it gives you a good idea for like who is doing well. Don't go so much by the grade as who is consistently growing. And then one other thing to keep in mind that's really fascinating, and this would actually be a really cool like case study at some point, the bigger someone's following is, the lower their engagement is, which is wild.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Those are under the hood analytics that you can't get from for someone else, if that makes sense. You can only get those for yourself with certain tools. All right, second tool. Who here would like to learn how to create more content faster?
Yes.
Yes, please. Okay. So we're going to just create a super generic design, but you can make this as branded as you want. For example, we have just kind of like these quote cards that we sometimes use. We've done really branded stuff in the past, branded. But today I'm just going to keep it simple to go ahead and create a whole bunch of graphics faster than you even knew was possible. So let's go ahead. Instagram, we'll do square. And I'm going to pick a font. Let's go ahead and add some text. And I want the font to be something that looks kind of like all the posts that people share. In general, you want to go with like something sans to make it look more like the modern meme quote card things. If you want it to look more like old school textbook quote style stuff, then you want it to be more of like a serif font. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Public Sans. That one always looks really good. And we'll make it just a little bit bigger. Now I could add my photo, I could add my website, I could add anything I wanted to. And let's go ahead and right align it and put it in the middle for now. Okay. Now this is where it gets cool. Are you guys ready for this? So I've collected my top performing quotes over the years, and you can do this at any point. So I have a bunch of these docs, depending on what the topic is, and you'll see it is set up currently as a Google Sheet. Inside that Google Sheet, I'm going to export it as a CSV. There we go. So it just downloaded as a CSV. You can do that with Excel as well. Then I'm going to go back in to Canva, and this is where things are going to get a little bit crazy, okay? So I like this a lot. Let's see if it's pulled up here. I think we might have to start here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the text, and then see where the three little dots are. I'm going to click on the three little dots, and I'm going to go with link. Oh, it's not letting me let's try that again. I have to get the bulk. Let's do the bulk. There we go. it's been like 2 months since I've done this. I think since our Vegas event. So I'm going to click on bulk create first. So I'm going to click on bulk create inside of apps, and then I'm going to upload a CSV. Now we just downloaded a CSV, so I'm going to upload the CSV. And you'll see it pulls the first quote in that CSV, which is a good sign. Now we're going to click on that little link that pops up. Or right-click, connect data. Connect the data. I'm going to make this a little shorter. And then notice how it's coming up in weird, these things, these brackets. That's a good sign. That means it's connecting. Then I'm going to hit generate, and this is going to take a few minutes. Okay. Oh, it decided not to take a few minutes. That's even better. Okay. So what this just did is it automatically generated 220 plus quote cards automatically. And all you have to do is make sure that they're centered if you care about them being centered. This one's going to be centered. This one's going to need to be moved a little bit to be recentered. Check it out though. Drop your reaction as an emoji or as a wow. Anyone love this? Isn't that cool? So that is how you very, very quickly create a ton of quote cards. And then you can edit them as much as you want. Like you can add spacing, you can add in elements, you can add in your photo. You could do that to the main first card, and then they'd all be ready to rock and roll. So check that out.
So easy.
226 graphics created in like literally a couple minutes. Huge fan of this. Now, I believe that this is only available on Canva Pro, but even just this right here is worth it because 226 quote cards, that could last you for months, right?
Yeah.
Pretty powerful process, right? Okay. Are you guys excited? I want to see some energy in the chat. If you're excited, let me see it. Okay.
A way to kind of integrate this with Metrical is using auto lists. So this is a great way if you bulk create, those quote cards or other content and then just download it and create auto lists with it. So super easy to have content that's just recycling, especially something like quote cards, that it's not saying that it's not as engaging, but kind of something that you can, but something that you can keep repurposing and not have to, spend a bunch of time recreating or coming up with those quote cards, new ones every time. So great tip.
Yes, it is. All right. I'm going to share with you guys, this is pretty cool. Next up, I'm going to share with you 2 tools that I use. Have you ever uploaded a TikTok or a reel and then you were like, how do I get this on all the other platforms without having issues or not having a watermark on it? There are 2 tools that I like to use for this, and one is for TikTok and one is for Instagram. Now, real fast, before we dive into this is a free tool. I'm going to real fast answer that question before we move on. How do I choose or research quotes? Those are all original quotes that I have written myself. Helpful? Okay, cool. So I'm going to pull up one of my TikToks and show you guys how I do this process. This tool is free, and because it's 100% free, oftentimes what happens when a tool is free is you'll get ad pop-ups, not the same as like the virusy pop-ups, but just like ad pop-ups. I'll show you what I mean because it most likely will happen. Okay, so are you ready for it? I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of my TikToks. So this TikTok right here was a repost for me yesterday. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the link for this TikTok. And then I'm going to go into this tool, which is snaptik.app. And I'm going to go ahead and paste the link to it and hit download. Now, an ad might pop up. Sometimes it pops up. All you have to do is close it if it does. And then you hit download. There's the ad. Hit close, and you have the TikTok downloaded with the sound, with no watermark, anything like that. So this is really fantastic because now if you want to repost it on TikTok 30 days later, you can. That's exactly what I did, by the way, with yesterday's TikToks. They're all reposted from about a month ago. Okay, same thing on Instagram. If you create your videos on Instagram and you want to download it, a lot of people have had issues with downloading audios from Instagram. I've heard this time and time and time again. Well, we're going to grab one of my Instagram reels, copy the link, and now we're going to go into snapinsta.app. And they are obviously owned by the same company. But once again, this is free, so there will be ads. So I'm going to go ahead and paste the link to that reel. And it's going to do its magic, close the ad, and hit download. Close the ad. And there it is. So that is how you can download your TikToks and your reels directly from the platform, which is so, so, so helpful.
Yeah.
Drop a yes if you're totally going to use this because it's a game changer.
For you personally, how do you mostly repurpose that content? Is it mostly into shorts or?
Good question. I can actually show you my content plan because most of it's in what I'm about to show next.
Perfect. Yeah.
So, okay, next up, I'm going to show you what I do with that content, which is pretty cool. Now, a lot of my content is real-time content, meaning I think of it, I create it, I post it. That's kind of more of my style. But then sometimes we're like, okay, we need to make it go further, especially with shorts and reels and all of the above. Okay, so check this out. This is like a week's worth of reposts. Now, sometimes we repost to YouTube Shorts through a scheduler. Sometimes we manually do it when we're doing like a different style of posting, which is super complex. But normally these are all of my YouTube Shorts, my IG Reels, my Facebook Reels for my page, and all of these go out every single day, Monday through Friday. So you guys can see this is a lot of extra content. Each one of these boxes represents 2 to 3, depending on the week, 2 to 3 additional reposts, which is pretty powerful. So one TikTok instantly goes out to 4 different platforms. There are different places I use it as well. I'll share this. Let me open it in a different tab just in case a team member sent me a wild message or something. I don't want that to happen. I've had that happen on lives before. So I repost them to my Facebook profile, and these usually take a couple weeks to take off, which is really interesting. But these have also been a huge part of the reason why I've been able to grow my Facebook profile so much. From 25,000 followers back in, I think, January to 303,000 today, which is exponential growth. But like I said, they take a few weeks to take off and then they go viral occasionally here. And it's usually after like a month or 2 that you see that kind of growth taken off. So one TikTok or one short form video ends up serving at least 5 platforms, but sometimes I'll also share them on Twitter. Sometimes I'll share them on LinkedIn. And then starting this week, I'm going to be sharing them on Pinterest as well.
Amazing.
Now, the cool thing is, you guys, you can schedule to multiple platforms at once inside of our next tool, which is Metrical. Who's already learned something today, by the way? Drop a yes if you have at least one thing, or you were reminded of something that you can do that's going to save you time, money, headache, all of the above. Okay, so the next tool is Metrical. And the first thing I want to share with you guys is how simple it is to create a post. So check this out. We can create a post that's going to go out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We could do YouTube if it's video. We could do Pinterest, but I don't do a lot on Pinterest. Like, you can have so many platforms. It also is approved to schedule for TikToks that are business accounts. Cool. So if I wanted to share a photo, maybe like one of the ones I just downloaded or just created, doesn't that look like one of the posts that would go viral. So I'm just going to grab this one. I don't want all 226. Let's go ahead and add it on in. That one's not mine. There we go. All right. And add a little caption. This part right here. And then you can edit by network in the same tool. So if you wanted to add less hashtags for Facebook and LinkedIn and more hashtags for Instagram, you can do that. You can add follow so-and-so for more and more marketing, more business advice, etc. So let's go ahead and get this scheduled out for 8 p.m. tonight. Why not, right? And you can see a preview of what it's going to look like on each platform. We got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Doesn't it look so nice? And LinkedIn, all so easy to do, which is fantastic. So you can use this for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can use YouTube if you're putting up video content, just like the video content I just showed you how to download. And even TikTok if you have a business account. Let's go ahead and save this. Now, one of the things I love about Metrical the most, and by the way, Metrical is my amazing client, and I don't make anything for telling you guys how awesome they are, which is really, really cool. You can get premium Metrical for free for 30 days using code Rachel. Metrical team, can we drop that?
Yes.
Now, real fast, I'm going to show you something kind of crazy cool. The pricing for Metrical is wild. So you get one brand for free.
Yes.
All social platforms for that brand?
Besides LinkedIn and I believe, let me see, I know LinkedIn. Let me double check. I've been out of work for a week.
I'm like, for you guys. So there's a free forever plan. Let's pull this up because this is really, really key, especially with so many social media schedulers getting so expensive lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but check out, let's grab this pricing. Let's try that again. There we go. So we'll do it in US dollars. There's a free for life plan. So you can post up to 50 pieces of content per month. You can analyze 5 competitor profiles. Drop a yes if you want me to show you how to do that. You get 1 link in bio with smart links, so you can track like UTM codes and things, and management of all of your brand's social media accounts, excluding LinkedIn, on the free forever plan. Now, if you're a social media manager and you have multiple clients, you can have, I think it's up to 5 brands for just like about $20 a month. So that's unheard of. And you can access reporting. And even their like biggest platform pricing is significantly cheaper than some of the low tiers on competitors. So, okay, let's go ahead and show you the way that I set all of this up. So I have all of my accounts connected to Metrical. So my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter, my LinkedIn, Pinterest. I don't have TikTok because mine is a creator account, Google My Business, and YouTube. And I can very, very easily take a peek at what's going on for the last month, the last 3 months, last 12 months, see kind of where I'm losing followers, etc. Now, this is where things get really, really cool, is you can take a look at your top posts. I love doing this for research purposes. So I'll look at which of my posts reached the most people, which of my posts got the most likes, which of my posts, etc. Now, that does not include Reels. There's a second section for Reels. Mm-hmm. So if I want to pull up and research like which topics do people like when I talk about the most, I can do that in the Reels section of Instagram. So let's do organic likes. I have not been popular on Reels for a while, apparently. That's fine. But I can get a really good feel for like, okay, this topic did well. This topic did well. And by the way, these are these three are really personal, and this one's goofy, and then this one's really vulnerable. So I'm really surprised that that's what's working on Instagram right now, but it's a cool deep dive into what is performing. You can do that with Twitter, etc. Now, this is one of my favorite things to use on Metrical is you can create a list of competitors so you can see people's stats and do a deep dive into what's working for them. So you can get ideas for content modeling, etc. So I'm going to go to list of reels, and this is Brock Johnson. I think he's great. You can see which of his posts and topics perform the best and start to create patterns and ideas, which I think is amazing.
Mhm.
You can also do it with their posts as well and see kind of like out of their last 50 posts, which ones are getting the most engagement. You could do it based on likes or comments. Really fantastic way to take a sneak peek at what your competitors are doing. If you find someone on SocialBlade who's growing really well, you could enter them here and then go ahead and deep dive into which of their posts are performing the best. How you guys doing?
Also, a list of hashtags, which is great to see kind of at a glance of what hashtags are performing best, because as we know, hashtags can work as keywords, and so this is a great way to kind of pull in and see what is getting the most traction. So that is another option.
Yep. Take a peek at this. So list of hashtags. It is interesting. These are like the really generic hashtags that I wouldn't ever think to use, like lady bosses, goal digger, millionaire mindset. Like those aren't necessarily the ones that I would imagine would perform the best, but it
Mhm.
kind of looks like the more broad my hashtags are, the better they seem to be performing, which I find really, really fascinating.
I
So
know. On our page too, our top one is hashtag IG audit. Our second one is Instagram audit. So it seems that, yeah, people are searching for kind of those broader terms. But it's great also to kind of grab that and, think, okay, maybe if people are looking for audits, then let's create content about auditing or, tips to audit. So that's another way to kind of grab more content ideas.
without a doubt. Okay. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. I'm going to share with you guys how to come up with really great content prompts. So, I've talked about Answer the Public a lot over the years, but it used to be $97 a month. And so people would be like, Rachel, I can't use that. And I get it. But Neil Patel did the world a service and bought Answer the Public, and he made it available for a single user for $97 lifetime access, which is fantastic. So check it out. I wanted to show you this because it makes me so happy. Or it's $5 a month. So doable.
Wow.
Okay. Yes. Now here's what's really cool is you can go ahead and go into here and enter keywords. Go ahead and do like TikTok. And what Answer the Public is going to do is it's going to compile for you all of the top most Googled questions about that particular keyword. So it's going to pull it all up into a series of graphs, and you can download them as CSVs to basically have content prompts for what you should be talking about based on what people want to learn about. How TikTok affects mental health. Are TikTok profile views in order? What TikTok does to your brain? Can TikTok see screenshots? Will TikTok be banned? Who's TikTok owned by? Like, there's so much that you could do here. And if you want to get a little more specific, I could do like TikTok for business and search for that. And it's going to give me specifically people who are Googling the questions about TikTok for business.
Yeah.
Let's take a peek. So we've got, is TikTok good for business advertising? Does TikTok for business cost money? Like these are all great questions. I could just hit download and grab the ones that I want to answer and then answer them with YouTube videos, TikTok videos, blog posts, emails, etc. Pretty powerful.
Love it.
Me
I
too.
love this tool because it gives you such a broad scope but then, dives into kind of the topics that are most popular. Whereas I love to use other keyword tools like keywordtool.io or SEMrush, but sometimes it's kind of hard because you have to type in those specific keywords and, you know, look for more. So it's nice to get kind of a whole scale. And using this in combination with other keyword tools too, I think is great.
I think so too. Okay, next up, we have got ChatGPT. Now, this is going to be a little bit wild. So you'll notice that we have questions to answer here, like how to use TikTok for business. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do because have you ever tried to use ChatGPT? If you don't know what ChatGPT is, let's say you don't know what to say for something. It is AI that augments and supports your copywriting process. But sometimes when you use it, it like literally doesn't sound like you. It sounds like a robot or a super corporate employee. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up something pretty cool. I'm going to pull up my writing. You ready for it? So I'm going to pull up an excerpt of my writing and have it analyze my tone. Analyze the tone of this excerpt. And it should get it right the first time, but we'll see. Okay. Enthusiastic and informative. Ooh. Enthusiastic and informative. Those are two words I want to use. Can you please create? Now I'm going to go back to my questions. How to use TikTok for business. Can you please create a listicle of answers to how to use TikTok for business? Okay. Now we're going to just do something big. Can you write that more concisely in an enthusiastic and informative tone? And let's see what other words it used to describe my writing. Let's see. Upbeat and engaging, balanced and open-minded. And then this is important and less corporate jargon. There we go. It's close. This would require very little like tweaking, and it's ready to go. So this right here, I would just go through, tweak a few words, and now I've got a really awesome listicle that I can use either in like a blog post or with a newsletter, all of the above. Drop a yes if this is exciting and you're like, oh, I didn't realize I could mess with like the tone. Now let's do it one more time. Great.
Actually.
Now can you make the list, the text and listicles shorter and more concise?
Honestly, I think one of the biggest things about ChatGPT, you think that, oh, I can just, you know, be broad and say, give me ideas for this. But the more specific you get, the better results, you know, you're going to get for your specific content, specific profile. And really you can, you know, get down as specific as possible or ask for a different tone. Like you can really ask for kind of anything and it's gonna, you know, it's gonna populate solid answers.
It is so true, which I think is awesome.
Yeah,
okay. So that's kind of a neat thing that you can do. Yes, you can also write things in a Rachel Peterson tone. So like if I wanted to say, do the work and build your business with daily action steps, sometimes it gets my tone right. Can you rewrite Do the work and build your business with daily action steps. Put daily action in the tone of Rachel Peterson. Let's see how it does with that, just for fun. I love that. Take consistent action every day and watch your business flourish before your eyes. You've got this. Yeah, that sounds like me. I like that. Okay. So pretty cool. All right. Last tool. This one is so powerful. Before I share it, should we go ahead and share the Bootstrapping Business Owner's Guide? This
Yes.
is a totally free resource for you guys. This includes many of my favorite like systems and tools and things that I use to remain bootstrapping no matter how big my business grows. So we'll go ahead and share that in the chat and then also in the comments beneath the videos. So, okay, cool. It's one of my favorite freebies I put together because I created it several years ago and I update it regularly and it's still up to date because bootstrapping tools don't go out of style, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Amazing.
Okay, let me show you guys the final tool. So let's say that you want to build your email list with freebies, right? Right. You want to build your email list, but you don't necessarily want to pay for a funnel software. Anyone ever find yourself in that catch-22 before? I see a lot of people who are like, I don't want to pay for a funnel software. I'm just trying to build an email list for now. I totally get it. So inside of ActiveCampaign, which is an amazing email software, and it's especially when your list is smaller, it's really reasonably affordable. They have a light funnel builder and opt-in. So they have not only forms, and I actually used these for a long time. Check this out. This was actually one of my funnels before I used funnels. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't that fun? It's so ugly, but it works. They have something better looking than that. So the forms are just very, very simple. You can embed them into a website. And the nice part is you can make it so that it subscribes people to a list. So you don't have to worry about a ton of crazy integrations because both the opt-in and your email lists are in the same place. So it's really easy to integrate. But they also have pages. So they actually have like a full funnel builder. Now, some people have access to this. I don't have access to this one because I have a very weird setup on my ActiveCampaign, like a custom bundle. Another conversation for another day, but you can build like high converting landing pages fully that are fully integrated to your email list. And then you can, of course, if it's easier for you, embed a form. But the forms are fantastic, especially when you're in minimum viable product, AKA the season where you just want to grow and you don't want to spend lots of money to grow. I think we did this for this one as well. Yep. All kinds of awesome forms, which is pretty awesome. So this is a great bridge for anybody who's like, how am I supposed to pay money to build my list when I need to have a list to make money? This is that great bridge that kind of gets you through that season. So, okay. Whew, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
Who here learned at least one thing today?
I did. I learned multiple. I always do.
I love that. Well,
know,
you count. You
yeah,
count.
I didn't know about ActiveCampaign. So actually, I didn't know about SocialBlade or ActiveCampaign. So that's
Really?
really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mhm.
Aw.
Okay.
Amazing.
If
I'm
anyone
so excited.
has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We can answer those.
Mhm.
Can be anything, about Metrical or general questions about the tools. But yeah, let us know. I think someone earlier also asked about auto lists, which are, I'm not going to dive into kind of the whole the whole tutorial of it, but we're going to drop a blog post, and also I can pull up kind of the auto list and run through it because it's a great tool and a time saver for sure. Okay, let me pull
Beautiful.
it up. So this is the planning section or the analytics section, but to find the auto list, you will go into the planning section, and then to the left over here, you'll see auto lists. So for example, we like to use it for one of our main auto lists is for Twitter. So this is a great way to, have content that's constantly being posted on Twitter without you having to either manually post or, plan out the content. So you choose the time and dates that you want it to go out. So we kind of have a few different dates. And once you have a long running list and you toggle it off onto repeat, it'll just pull from the top of that list and keep cycling through the whole list. And you can add new posts at any time, or, if you want to take some away. But, for example, this one, we just linked to a blog post, or link to, if you want to link to new YouTube videos or kind of any new updates that you want to add. It's really easy and, great to just have it for recycling, and you can publish it to anything. So if you wanted to create a whole auto list for Instagram, you could do that, or, TikTok, YouTube. So it's really an amazing tool. And once again, we dropped a link to a blog post so you can, read through more of that. And we also have a YouTube channel if you want to kind of see a video version of it. So make sure to check out all of those resources.
Amazing. There are so many great questions here.
Yes.
Okay, so how can we integrate ActiveCampaign forms into your own website? I use Editor. Well, I'm not familiar with every single type of website builder, but I'll show you the next steps and then you can figure out where it goes. Do you want to share my screen on this one?
Yes.
So once you set up your little form, and you can make them way prettier than I make them. I'm more of just like a form over, or a function over form. Function over form. So if you check it out, you can go to integrate, and there it's going to populate embed codes, a WordPress code, a link to it, etc. So that would be something that you would go ahead and copy and paste in the appropriate place in your website dev tools. Yep. Cool. Next question. Where's that bootstrap tool thing? Let's go ahead and drop the bootstrap tool thing. I should just rename it that. I really like that. That's so fun. Here's a question for you, Aniston. Will threads become a part of Metrical?
So we've gotten this question a lot since it's, been such a hit. And so far, since it's so new, third-party tools don't have API access yet. So we don't have it connected to Metrical thus far, but we are hoping in the coming months when, hopefully that it gets added to third-party tools so that we can schedule out content to threads. So keep following us to kind of see the changes, and we'll make sure to update everyone with that.
Okay, I don't see the link in the chat for the free tool to use. If you guys want to check out Metrical for free, I'll have Metrical drop the handle or the website in the chat. Can you guys go ahead and do that? Otherwise, do you mean the bootstrapping one? Because that one will also be dropped too.
Yes. We'll your
okay. Should we be blasting our socials with this? Stop right there. Because the second part of your question is, it's a great feature, but I think I'm using it wrong and annoying the algorithm. We probably don't ever want to blast socials, because that reminds me of like pirates trying to get through the side of another ship. The truth is, with social, you kind of want to like take a look at what's going on and then do a little bit of study and research and then put it out, test it, see how it works. And then go ahead and turn things into auto lists once you know what kind of content works at least decently well. But don't just blast everything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a pirate social media person, then go for it.
Okay. So someone asked if you curious, so I can give an assistant access to Metrical account to schedule posts for my social media clients. So yes, you will need to have a premium account, and that would be in our advanced plan. But with that, you can manage 15 to 20 accounts, or brands, and then you can give your team access, and you can change the role. So you can give you can even give access to your client if you want them to see the analytics. And you can change it to if they're a manager or just a viewer, editor. So yeah, you can give access with the advanced plan in Metrical.
Love this. Next question comes from Monica. My client is about creative everything. If I want to share pieces of poetry, can I just mention the author? Is that public content? Okay, so this is interesting because technically you can share other people's snippets of their work as long as you give them credit, like an at and then tag them so that it benefits them ultimately. You can't share someone's entire book for obvious reasons, but you can share other people's words with credit. The more credit you give, the better. Yep.
Amazing.
Okay. Next one is for you.
So are the analytics on Metrical that Rachel went through available on the first option after the free one? So I think you're referring to if kind of all the analytics on the when she went through all the Instagram analytics, if those are all free. And yes, they are. So you can view all analytics across your social media platforms that are connected for free. The only thing that is part of our premium plan is the reports and the downloadable reports. So, if you want to have downloadable reports, it kind of puts together a beautiful report in one document, which you can send off to clients or send off to, your other coworkers or team members. So, but yes, you can view all those analytics for free, which is great.
Amazing. Okay. Will the links to these free and cheap tools be put into the description of this YouTube video? I can on my side. Can you guys on your side?
Yes, we will make sure to drop all of the links of all of the tools today, so you can have them in a list, and it's easy.
Amazing. Okay, for Rachel,
This one's a fun.
how long have you been on the internet doing content? I love this question. As a social media manager specifically, since 2015, I went full-time in it in 2016. But before that, I was doing content as a hairstylist. And then I was a very avid content creator on the early days of Facebook, as well as we can go even further back to when I was 16, and that was 14, oh gosh, 18 years ago on MySpace. So I was creating content 18 years ago on MySpace pretty consistently. I was probably posting 5 to 10 times a day. So that's nuts. I've actually never added that up before. So thank you for asking that question. That's kind of wild to think about. But it was more, yeah, it was more of like kind of creating, but also really consuming from 16 to 22. And then at 22, I started creating as a hairstylist. And then I became a social media manager in 2015, part-time, full-time, 2016.
Wow, crazy.
Cool.
Okay, Monica asked if there is any analytics tool other than Facebook that tells us demographics of their followers. So yes, inside Metrical, you can actually see an overview of your demographics. So let me just
real fast. I think Monica was asking if you can see the demographics of other people's. And there used to be tools back in the day that let you do that. And then it became a real invasion of privacy. So that is not available. There is no tool that does that. If a tool allows that, it is super black hat and it can get you completely banned from social.
Okay, that is really good to know.
I know, but it used to be a thing and I miss it so much. It was so nice.
But if you want to look at, your own demographics, then you can do that inside Metrical. But yeah, that is actually good to know, which makes sense. I mean, so yeah, don't want you to get scammed.
Okay.
So I don't know what, I built my website with Editor X. I don't know what Editor X is, if you know what that is.
I don't.
Yeah. How can I
Sorry.
make my web as a one place with a link to send everyone to the right place or post they saw through my socials? So an option like a link in bio tool, so a stand store or things like that. Metrical, we actually have our own version of a link in bio tool, which is our smart links. So with our smart links, you can have one smart link for free, and you can add your website and any kind of upcoming news or blog posts, which is great. You can have kind of all your links in one place. So we will make sure to drop a blog post about smart links so you can kind of have all of that information.
It's really interesting with SocialBlade. So this is to answer Heather's question. SocialBlade is saying only business accounts can be analyzed. Yesterday, I believe you recommended not using business profile. Can I ask for clarification? So what's interesting is I'm looking at my TikTok in SocialBlade, and they do analyze creator accounts there for sure. When it comes to Facebook, that might be what you're talking about. Facebook, I have two Facebooks. So I have my personal profile, and that is, I don't switch that to professional mode because there are no known benefits to switching to professional mode, but there are known detriments to it. And then my page is a business page. So I have one of each there. And then my Instagram, I'm actually not sure which one that is. I actually think it's a creator one that's linked, but I'll have to double check that. Don't hold me to that. It's worth checking, but I'm wondering what type of account you were trying to analyze. So my setting on Instagram, and I find all these questions really, really cool. You know what I mean? I like them. I think they're so cool. It's professional mode, which I think isn't that different than business? I think it is different than business.
Yeah,
Professional Instagram versus, this is worth finding out,
I
versus
know.
business. Yes, professional account is more of like a creator style account. And I don't do business accounts on Instagram. So,
Mhm.
yep, cool, cool, cool. Good to know. Personal or professional would still be my recommendation. I'm a huge fan of
Good to
it.
know.
Okay, shall we?
Yes. Well, one more. I think
Ooh,
this is one of our last ones. I actually don't know this, but
I
for
do.
Snappic and Snap Insta, do they crop the video when removing the watermarks?
Yes. So there is a time and place where Snappic and Snap Insta crop videos, and it is when the substance of the video is smaller than the screen. So for example, if you use a CapCut template
Mm.
and that template only uses up like this much of the screen, that's how much is going to be exported because the rest is being considered like negative space,
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. I've actually experienced that quite a few times. Um, and there's not like a great workaround for that,
Hmm.
but yeah, like I said, it usually happens when the substance of the video is taking up less space than the full screen.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, amazing. So much info today. Yeah, once again, a lot of people dropped that, they weren't able to finish it. So this will live on both Metricool and Rachel's YouTube channel. So can always watch it back. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the chat or feel free to DM us on Instagram. I will drop the QR code that you can scan to follow us on Instagram. And if you want to create your free account or try Rachel's code, you can use code Rachel to try any of our premium plans 30 days for free. So lots of freebies for you guys. So make sure to use them. And thank you again, Rachel. That was awesome.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
Bye,
Thanks for
everyone. Bye.
Bye.